Virgos, welcome to Vivid Vibration Tarot. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Virgos, I feel like I want to start with the venom in the seed because I almost feel like there's this idea of like when somebody was like spewing shit at you, that like they planted a seed in your mind and you were like, right? And that seed took root. And I don't know why, but it's almost like, and somebody trying to attack you for something, it was almost like it planted a seed that ended up being very healing for you. I would love to know how that plays out because I think that it enables you to find like the beauty in the pain. You know what I mean? You're like, well, I don't know, like I have this sense of association, right? Like sometimes, and this is why I love story, because it's therapy, like on God. Like I remember just reading with my boys every single night. We went through all of the books. We read Chronicles of Narnia like 4 different times. We read the Percy Jackson series for the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods, the Roman gods. Like my son Alexander knows all of the gods. You know what I mean? Like we read the classics. We read, you know what I mean? Like and we would talk about things that were going on in the books and like why people were making those decisions and how they were making those decisions and the difficulty that we face. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's almost this idea of like somebody saying something to you, like spewing something at you, and it's like it connects with something from your past somehow, like, and I guess, thinking about the boys, it's just kind of like, maybe it's like, like when you were a kid, or I don't know, just like, it's like it activates something inside of you that you're like, you know what? I should do that. You know what? That is a thing. You know what I mean? And it's almost like they wanted to attack you for something, but like it ends up planting a seed in you that brings a lot of healing. But I kind of get the feeling that it takes a minute for that to happen, right? Because a seed does not, like, a seed is planted, but it's not full grown, right? And so I feel like there's just this idea of like whatever was planted is now sprouting. And I think as it sprouts, it takes you in a direction that is like, it just feels like an epic adventure that brings a lot of healing to all of the bad, because sometimes the why is simply preparation for what's to come. Strength training, right? I feel like that's just been, it's been around for a while and so many reads. Okay, Virgs, well, 3:33. My camera is still foggy. I dropped my phone. I don't know. Somebody commented and they were like, maybe it's essential oils or like I'm a dumbass. I need to slow down when I read comments. It's fine. Page of Swords, the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, the Tower, and the Wands. Okay, yeah, because I mean, again, it's just kind of like this. I almost feel like somebody's like there's an ending, and even though somebody was like coming at you, like they were coming at you with an element of truth. You know what I mean? But like in this truth, you are able to really, I don't know. I would love to know how this plays out for y'all individually. Please leave a comment and share, because, but anyways, I feel like this enlightens you in some way to like this direction that you need to take. And I think that you commit yourself to doing something that like almost like you hadn't, it's like you wouldn't speak on it. You were like, it's not true if I don't say it out loud. And somebody saying it out loud for you. And I feel like almost validating the thing that you were holding on to that you wouldn't say out loud. And now you're saying it out loud too. I don't, you know, like when you grow seeds in the refrigerator and like you don't plant the seed, you let the seed sprout, because if you just put it in the soil, it's not gonna, like, it doesn't have the environment that it needs to sprout. And so I almost feel like this thing that was in your mind that you weren't going to say it out loud because like, and then somebody else says it out loud, and when they say it out loud, like trying to attack you for it, like the validation sprouts that seed. It's like the perfect environment to move forward with this thought. But it's kind of like it couldn't be transferred from the baggie to the pot until something really ended. Because I feel like there's this idea of like not saying something because you were afraid of the damage that it would cause. And so you sit on it until it's like somebody else says it for you, and it frees you from any idea I don't know, you know, because if it's a relationship and it's like, I don't know, like this is the story, take what resonates, leave the rest. I don't know. But it's like this idea of being in a relationship with somebody, and there's somebody who you're like, damn, I really like this person, but I'm not going to say anything about it because this is going to really upset my significant other. And your significant other and you get in a fight, and they're like, and then you da 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 da, da about this person, and you're like, I didn't say that, but you're right. Do you know what I mean? And then finally, when things end, I feel like you going for something and bringing healing to something else. I don't know, because I feel like there's an idea of like separation that's like, it's done. Like, this is so done. Like, if there was ever a question in your mind about whether or not it was over, it's over. But now that that's over, this can come into existence, right? It's like, well, you know, if it's something going on with your family and you know, people were mad at you because it's like, how dare you care about this person, and don't you know what they've done to everybody, and da 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 da, and they're da 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 da. And then it's almost like so you side with them, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, actually I think I'm gonna side over here because this is a bunch of shit, you know, like y'all are on some shit. But I feel like there's a time frame here in the middle where you have to really step back and like digest all the information, because even if how you're feeling is validated, I think that there's just this idea of like, but why was I quiet? Why did I sit on that? And sometimes it's just because that was like your point of safety for a while. You know, and sometimes when we make decisions that are very different from what we're accustomed to, especially for my earth signs, then it takes a minute for us to really feel comfortable with that shift. But it's almost like that sprout. I don't know why, because I feel like there's a sense of urgency here. I'm not sure where that's coming from though. The Devil, the Chariot, and the Knave of Cups, of really wanting to break free from this, like this commitment that you felt like bound to, that it didn't even feel like satisfying or gratifying in any way. It just felt like this bondage. And it's like, but why? Right? But again, if we're going back to that caged beast, you know, just that like, okay, well, I can't let this part of me out because this is a bad part of me, and all it does is cause trouble. And then it's like, but like when I know that it needs to be used in the situation to create safety where safety does not exist, then I can't just keep that part of me caged up. I got to let that bitch out. And I feel like there's this letting that shadow out, but when you let that shadow out, it comes in a way that, or it exhibits itself in a way that creates beauty and brings healing, allows for intimacy and forward movement. And I think that's fantastic. I hope this resonates with y'all. Okay. That's too many. Let's do one more card for my Virgs and we'll call it a read. The Ring. Well, because again, it's just like this idea of commitment and what it is that you really want and what is it that you're really trying to accomplish. And, you know, sometimes we allow for outside influences to like pull us in different directions, but it's like when you take off those pulls, you know, I feel like this, like a bubble that gets pulled and then it comes back out and then it takes its shape again. You know, very buoyantly. That's what that feels like, which is wonderful. And I love it. And I hope it resonates for y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye. Oops.